Hello, NeoKingBigJoe here with another deck tech for you. A commander deck tech. This time it's Zurgo Helmsmasher. If you read the card, he has haste and he attacks each turn if able. On my turn, he has indestructible. And if he kills a creature in combat, he gets a 1/1 counter put on him. So you're thinking to yourself, aren't there a million of these deck techs on YouTube already? Yes, but I put my own twist on it. And you'll see what's in here, what I actually did. The tokens you're going to need for this deck: Energy Reserve token, Monarch token, Angel token, 1/1 Warrior token with Vigilance, and the Servo token. For this particular deck, more than half of the deck is either mana, rock, or land. There's 28 non-creature spells and there's 27 creature spells. Let's get started. Thorn of the Black Rose. It's a 1/3 with Death Touch. And when it enters the battlefield, I become the Monarch. Rakdos Skills Gate. And for this particular deck, I got a lot of non-basic lands in here. Bloodthorn Taunter. Haste and tap target creature 5 or greater gains haste till the end of turn. Decoction Module. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you get an energy. Foreign tap it, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. Swamp, Plains, Mountain, Alley Strangler. Menace 2/3. Mortuary Mire. Enters the battlefield tapped. And when it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the top of your library. Tap it for a black mana. Mountain, Godless Shrine, Vivid Crag, Marble Diamond, Mardu Banner, Rogue's Passage. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool, and foreign tap it, target creature becomes unblockable till the end of turn. Kitesail Scout, Flying 1/1, Holy Day, Plains, Swamp, Plains, Akum Refuge, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and it comes into play tap. Oh, here's a crude one. This is one of 3 enchantments that gives creatures an ability. In this particular case, creatures I control have Skulk. And 4 and a white, creatures you control get an additional 1/1 till the end of turn. My favorite angel of all magic, Aegeus Angel. Enraged Giant. Improvise, Trample, and Haste. War Signet. Concerted Effort. It's almost an Audric Lunarch Marshall type effect. Ooh, here's a slightly expensive one. Yeah, Foreboding Ruins. And there's a battlefield tap unless you show a Plains or a Swamp. Aether Poisoner. Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy, and whenever it attacks, you can pay 2. If you do, a Servo token creature into play. For those that don't necessarily care about the having the casting cost be what your commander is, technically this can be the ultimate commander, and one of the shenanigans I have in this deck. Alicia, who smiles at death. First strike, and when she attacks, you may pay 2 hybrid white or black mana, and if you do, return target creature from your graveyard with 2 or less power onto the battlefield, tapped and attack. Swamp, Night Market Aeronaut, Flying, Revolt. When Night Market Aeronaut enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. This one was a hard choice to make when I was making this deck. Garrett Ore. It was either that or Ruinous Path. Each player may play an additional land on his or her turn. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards, the player draws 3 cards. Plans. Here's the second of the 3 enchantments that does something to your creatures. Berserker's Onslaught. Enchantment. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. Next one. This was a rough choice to make. It was either Solemn Recruit or Gearshift Ace. But since there's no vehicles, I got Gearshift Ace for Solemn Recruit. Double Strike and Revolt. At the beginning of the end, permanent control left the battlefield this turn. Put a 1/1 counter on it. But I guess Gearshift Ace would work okay in that particular slot for what I want to do with this deck. Assault Suit. The Flying White Vampire. Aerial Responder. Flying Vigilance Lifelink. 2/3. Okay. Another land. Smoldering Marsh. It enters the battlefield tap unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Okay. I have like 2 or 3 tricks in this deck. Here's what I was holding back, and it'll explain why you see a bunch of keywords. My favorite commander in all of Magic, Audric Lunarch Marshall. The keyword shenanigans. They're strong in this deck. And in my play testing with it, I never pulled it. I only tested it twice. It's a shame, really. Where's our Signet? Neospires. Basically a land that can turn into an elemental creature till the end turn. 2, a red, and a white. It becomes a 2/1 red and white elemental creature with and it has no strike till the end of the turn and it's still land. And Raging Goblin. Boros Garrison. Enters battlefield tapped. And when it comes into play, it enters the battlefield. You return a land you control to your hand. Aether Chaser. First strike. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, create a 1/1 Zurgo Charcoal Diamond. Plains, Mountain, Swamp, Plains, Fire Diamond. Child of the Night. Rancid, Rat, Skulk, and Death Touch. It's one of 2 or 3 wipes in this deck. Lightning Outburst. Destroy all non-land creatures with Awakened 4. Ah, well you know. Extinguish all hope. The other border wipe here. Destroy all non-enchantment creatures. Dawn Charm. Choose 1. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn, or regenerate target creature, or counter target spell that targets you. Forsaken Sanctuary. Enters the battlefield tapped. Stencio Masquerade. Enchantment. Attacking creatures you control have first strike. Whenever a creature or a vampire you control deals combat damage to a player, put a 1 counter on it. And this 2 in a red. Bloodfell Caves. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Renegade's Getaway. Target permanent gains indestructible until the end of the turn. Create a 1/1 Servo token. And Scarred Crag. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Swamp. Vivid Marsh. Like Vivid Crag, it comes into play tapped with 2 charge counters on it. Mountain. Maybe a little bit of shenanigans with this card. Lightning Runner. Double strike haste. When it attacks, you get 2 energy. Then you may pay 8 energy.
If you pay, untap all creatures you control and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase.
Oh. Next card. Tajik, Blade of the Legion. Now you know why he's in there. He's indestructible with Battalion. And he and at least 2 other creatures attacked, he gets an additional 5/5 till the end of turn. So you can go from 2/2 indestructible to a 7/7 indestructible. Swamp. Goblin Freerunner. Has Surge and Menace. When I was originally building this deck, Oketra wasn't in that slot. I had Combustible Gearhulk in its place. But when Amakhet came out, that god card came in and Combustible Gearhulk went out the door. I thought it fit more. Oketra the True. Legendary creature god, double strike, indestructible. Oketra cannot attack or block unless you control at least 3 other creatures. 3 and a white, create 1/1 white warrior creature with vigilance token. Hence the warrior token. Ooh, Flinzermite. 1/1 with infect and lifelink. Cliff Top Retreat. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain or plains. And that shouldn't be a problem because you're running mountains, plains, and swamps. Scour Barrens. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Quicksilver Amulet. 4 and tap it, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Authority of the Consuls. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under in the opponent's control, you gain 1 life. Mountains. Indulgent Aristocrat. Lifelink, 2 and sack a creature. Put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. Okay, so there's not very many vampires in this deck, but that's not necessarily the reason why it's there. It's lifelink. Dictate of Erebos. Enchantment Flash. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent must sack a creature. And during my last playtest with this deck, horrible deeds were done with that card. Inspiring Vantage. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. Perpetual Timepiece. Tap, put the top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard. 2, exile the Perpetual Timepiece. Shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your library. And I can tell you right now, the first ability is not what I put it in there for. Swamp. Here's another board wipe. Descend upon the Sinful. Gee, does that look familiar? Exile all creatures in Delirium.
And everyone's your buddy.
Yeah, I was the target in the last game test with this deck. Rakdos Signet, Mountain, Brazen Scourge, haste, 3/3 for 2 red in the colorless. Trail Hawk, flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 energy. Whenever Trail Hawk attacks, you may pay an energy. If you do, another target attacking creature gains flying till the end turn. Flartland, Vivid Meadow, Farbog Revenant, Skulk and Lifelink, and Stockpile. Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, create a servo token. 1, sack creature, scry 1. Gideon Jura, the only planeswalker in this deck. Swamp, plains. Carries of Expertise. Gain control of target creature or vehicle till the end turn. When tap it gains haste till the end turn. You may cast a card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. And next is Siamede. First strike, Vigilance, Heroic. Stone Quarry, enters the battlefield tapped. Treasure Horn sinks, comes into play tapped. Swamp. Dictated Twin Gods. Flash. If a source would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Towards the end, my explaining myself. I already told you the combat tricks for the tricks that I'm doing with this deck, but I didn't discuss the land base because it's mad crazy. Half of it's non-basic lands. But you're running 20 non-basic lands. You're running mostly swamps and plains. 6 mountains, 9 plains, and 10 swamps. What your plan is for this deck is to basically swing with Zurgo, hope that you pull an Alicia who smiles at death, and Audric Leonard Marshall, and start swinging. What you're doing is either killing your creatures, or you're going to be wiping players with that 3-turn clock that Zurgo is capable of, if you don't equip a bunch of equipment to them, or have an assault suit. That'd be it for this deck tech. Subscribe to my channel if you want to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you like my video. Me and Goblin Realm Master wish you good luck, and we hope that you return to my channel. Have a good day.